Jared Poland, Fro knows. Photo.com here with another Google Hangout. We've got 9 people in here. We're going to ask questions. We're going to have a group discussion about photography. We've got people from all around different places, and we're going to open it up. So, guys, keep everything muted until I call on you. Does anybody want to start this off with a question? Raise your hand, and I will point and get to you. Thomas, I'm calling on you. You're up, Tom. What's your question?
Yeah, you had to pick on me, didn't you?
I had to pick on you. You're in where are you, in London? You're not rioting, are you?
No, that stopped a bit ago, thankfully.
Okay, good. You weren't out there creating a ruckus, were you?
No,
Good.
definitely not.
All right, what's up?
So, the 5-year plan, where you say go from a Rebel to a 50D, would you say that the 60D replaces the 50D upgrade?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's simple. Yeah, I mean, just look for what's the latest when it comes out when you're ready to upgrade.
Yeah.
But like I always say, you could probably stick with your Rebel for a while. Just add some glass. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, recently got the Sigma 70-200.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Nice, and you liking it?
Yeah, it's good. I've not used it much yet because it was raining, so. But,
All right.
but that's England for you.
Wait, it's raining in London? That's crazy.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. Let's see. Who can we call on here? Anybody have a question? Comment? Raise your hand.
Preston has a question.
Oh, Preston. Sorry, I didn't see you over there, Preston. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Jared. I had a quick question. Actually, it's not really quick. It's kind of a long one.
Why'd you steal a peace sign over there?
P for Preston?
Okay, got it.
I don't know.
Where'd you take it from?
It's a parking sign, right?
All right, what's your question?
I'm starting a photography business. I've got business cards printed out. I'm working on a website, and I had a couple questions about getting started. How do you get comfortable taking pictures of people, like portraits? How do you go to their house and, like, I don't know, that'd be a little bit awkward for me.
Why would it be awkward for you?
Because I'm not really comfortable taking portraits, I guess.
What do you like taking pictures of?
I do a lot of sports photography right now.
Then you stick
My
with
brother-
the sports.
Yeah, but you don't make much money from that.
No, but
Let me ask you something, Preston. Are you photographing like big sporting events, or are you photographing like sporting events at like school or with your friends?
My brother races cars. He's
Right.
a dirt race car driver, so I'll go out to some of his races, take pictures of all the cars driving around.
Awesome. So now you just got to get closer and take pictures of your brother and all of his buddies and the pit crew
Yep.
and the chicks that are hanging out, and just be like, "Look, man, I'd love to get your picture," and just do it. And I'm telling you, man, once you start doing it, people are going to be cool with it, and they're going to want you to hang around and even do more once they start seeing the cool stuff
yeah,
you do.
let me add to that. I was going to say that, hey, guys, by the way, if you want to add something to this, if you have experience with it, just raise your hand. Somebody Adam will probably point it out to me, and then I'll call on you. But yeah, I mean, start with the sports. You've got the auto races. You have a brother who does it. Take his photograph. You're probably comfortable with him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, it starts with that. It starts with the people you know. Just like Adam said, you have the whole pit crew. Then the pit crew has a family. Then the girls that hang out in the pit, they probably don't hang out in the pit, but then those girls will invite you over to their place to take their photos. So you got to get comfortable with that. It's just a matter of practice and just do it. It really comes down. You just have to do it. Don't be afraid. They're looking to you as the professional. You're taking their photo. It's not, I mean, it is
Right.
every day that people get their photos taken with cell phones, but you're running the show, and,
Let me say one other thing.
Yeah.
If you're not that comfortable taking photographs of these people, practice. And practice, if you don't have somebody to practice with like maybe an inanimate object that you would be thinking about taking a portrait with.
A teddy bear.
Get your camera settings to correct so that when you do have their attention, you're not fidgeting around trying to figure out your camera settings and your focus. You've got that kind of already preset in your mind. And then when you do take them, they'll be like, man, Preston's awesome. He just came in, he took a few quick pictures, and they came out cool. and people will respect you for that, because you know, all of us photographers, professionals alike, we always try to pre-plan whatever it is we're going to go shoot. There is a lot of spontaneity involved, but pre-planning, as far as being prepared with how you're going to shoot, the way you're going to shoot, and the settings, is a huge, it gives you a huge advantage, and people will respect that.
All right, nice job, Ad. Is that good? Did it help, Preston?
Yeah, it does.
Makes you feel
And
a little...
also,
Go ahead.
should I save up more money for a better lens? I'm looking at the Canon 70 to 200 f4.
What do you have now?
I'm wondering if I should save up to get like the 2.8 or something.
Well, what do you have right now?
Right now I don't have any telephoto.
What?
I have the kit lens.
All right, you have the kit lens. I mean, you need something to start shooting with. I mean, what body are you on?
7D.
7D. I mean, you're in the place where you could pick up a 70 to 200 Sigma. I know I say it a lot, but it's going to save you. Well, it's not going to save you much money over the f4, but it's going to be a 2.8. It's going to be a great portrait lens. It's going to be a great sports lens. It was the first lens that I ever bought, not the Sigma version, but the Nikon 80 to 200 2.8 was what I bought first. I think that's a killer lens for you to do sports and portraits, but just get out there and shoot. You know, if you can pick it up, you know, just start shooting, start doing it, and you'll make it.
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah, thanks.
Just be confident, man. Just do it. Really, just don't worry about anything. It takes time to get used to people, but start with people you know, and then it branches off into people you don't know. But you're practicing with the people you do know, so they give you... Is that a symbol back there? Is that a symbol box?
What?
Sabian.
Yeah.
Isn't that a symbol company?
Yep.
Yeah. Look at that, Adam. What was that?
I play drums too.
All right, he's a drummer. There you go. Yep. Then there's another in. You have a bunch of groupies to go shoot. But you have bands, you know. You have other musicians. It's simple. You already have an in. You can talk music with them. And then now they see you're a photographer, and you can literally just ask them to do some portraits. Hey, can you hold your guitar? You mind sitting and doing this? And while you're doing that, you're talking music and shooting pictures. It's an in. You know, you've got an in right there.
All right.
Make sense? All right. Let's move on. Raise your hand. Somebody raise your hand with a question. Somebody. Or I'll just call him. Hey, there you go.
There you go.
Steve?
Steve?
What's going on? Where's your audio?
Are you talking to me? Hello?
Yeah,
Are
you're
you calling
Steve.
on Steve or me?
Oh, what? Are there two Steves?
Two Steves?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Steve that
Oh,
looks,
okay.
looks Amish. It's the beard, Steve.
Do I look like it?
It's the
Yeah,
beard. Man.
okay, there we go.
It's the
there
beard.
we go.
Go ahead. What's your
Okay.
question?
Well, first of all, here's my Sigma 7200, and I just got it last week, and I love it.
Good.
So thank you for that advice. But my question is, what would be some good settings to shoot group photos with?
With flash, without flash?
Outdoor, I would say.
Adam, you want to go with this? You got anything, or you want me to take it?
Yeah, I mean, either one's fine.
Go ahead. You start, and I'll add to it.
How many people in a group are you shooting?
You know, I'm just thinking like family cookouts, like, 10 maybe. It's just
Awesome. Yeah, well, 10 people can be tough.
Maybe
depending
some
on
sports teams.
What's that?
Sports
Maybe
teams.
some sports teams.
Sports teams. Well, yeah, I mean, a sports team, you kind of want to line everybody up, maybe kind of figure out some kind of a height order so that, it's balanced in the frame. You can maybe get a few people to kneel in the front of the image. Same thing with family, you can have 2 rows of people. You want to shoot a little bit wide. The 7200 might not be ideal.
Yeah. No.
If you're going to be shooting outside, find some shade, whether it's a shade from a tree or from a building, because direct sunlight, people are going to be squinting. You're going to get harsh shadows on people. If the lighting is really imbalanced or it's really dark, you might want to shoot a flash. But daylight outdoor group shots can be fine as long as you can find an area that has some balanced light. And just organize people. Don't be afraid to say, hey, if I can't see you, you can't see me.
Yes.
Or if you can't see me, I can't see you. Okay, you maybe just turn a little bit, bring your shoulder. Like, don't be afraid to direct people, because honestly, they look at you as the photographer and you're in control. And you obviously want a good picture.
All right. I got it. Also, when you're shooting the groups, be cognizant of the f-stop that you're shooting with. Because if you're at 2.8 and you have 3 levels or 3 layers, you're not going to get the front row in focus and the back row in focus. So a lot is dependent upon where you're going to focus. If you have 3 levels, 3 rows, a kneeling row, let's see, a sitting row, especially for sports, a sitting row, a kneeling row. You like baseball, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, everything in your room is baseball. Everything.
Pretty much.
Who's the pitcher? Who's the batter on the wall to the your left? Yeah, that way.
My left, Jason Varitek.
Oh, all right. I can't see that far. But anyway, you have multiple. If you have 3 rows, then focus on the row in the middle. But be around 5.6. Be around 7.1. You know, be a little higher up. You don't always have to shoot at 2.8, especially for a group like that. Even if you had 2 people together, if you shot them at 2.8 and one was further back than the other, then one's going to be in focus and the other isn't. So don't be afraid to bump it up, bump your aperture up slightly. Cool?
Yep.
Very cool.
All right, man. Who was
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Who was the other guy getting confused? Raise your hand. That was going to ask a question? I don't know. All right, I'm calling on Matthew. What's going on?
All right. I had an 18 to 55 Kitlins
Okay.
Nikon, and it my sister dropped it and it broke.
Uh-huh.
So what I'm wondering is if I should fix that or if I should go for a 50 or a 35.
Hold on, let me click on my video so it pops up, and I'm going to shake my head like this.
Okay.
Absolutely don't fix it. You can
Yeah.
you can pick one of those used up for $50 if you really wanted. I actually used an 18 to 55 the other day VR. It's not terrible. It gets the job done, but you know, it's pretty versatile because you have 18 and it's 3.5 and it has VR so you can hand hold it. But, you know, see if you can find one on eBay or something really, really cheap if you want. And then, you know, add a 35, add a 50. They've got a 40, that 42.8 macro coming out shortly. So there's a bunch of options. But if you need something now, either see if there's a store around that has one used for under $100, or just look at a 35 1.8 would be a really, really good lens. Anybody disagree with that in the room? No. Okay. All right. Who's up next? I'm going to ask Michael. Can you hear me this time, or can you talk this time?
I think we're good.
Okay. What's up?
Well, I was wondering, like, there's a lot of photographers out there right now, and they're all trying to, like, you know, get jobs and everything. And what is, like, one surefire way to set yourself apart from the rest, like, on your first meeting with the customer?
Grow an afro.
Yeah, well, besides that.
Besides that is be confident, look the part, have the work that speaks for itself. You know, present yourself in a way that you want to represent. Like, I used to dress up really well to go to meet with people. Now I go as myself, which is usually jeans and a t-shirt and my hair. But it all is depending on what you're doing. You know, if you're going to a church to get a job, you want to dress nice, you want to look the part. But really, just be confident when you're going to get a job. If you're talking to somebody and you have things in common with them that you pick up, it's all about listening to their conversation.
You know what's also a good thing?
What?
Is well,
Go
I'm
ahead.
interrupting you.
Go ahead.
Is I find that if you can do some research on whoever you're meeting with,
I was
because
just getting
the
to
internet's,
that.
Yeah, sure.
I was going to say, when you get to their house, look for something that triggers off an interest that they may have, and then blah, blah, blah. Go ahead, Adam.
But at the same time, you know, you can also do research before you get there. So if they have a company, if they have a business, if they have certain hobbies, you can get that information. Then when you sit down to talk to them, you might have some common ground with them, and it breaks the ice. It becomes relatable, so that they feel more comfortable working with you.
Yep. How's that?
Pretty good.
Anything else, Michael?
Not right now, no. It'll come to me.
All right. I want to go to is this Sweden? Ragmazon, right? Yeah.
No, it's Iceland, man.
Ah, I'm sorry. I've
Well,
watched
pretty
too
close,
many
though.
strongman competitions with Magnus Ver Magson.
Yeah.
What's your you got some questions?
Yeah. Well, I'm waiting eagerly for the August 24th announcement,
Me too.
and yeah, well, but I just sold my Canon system, and I've decided to go with Nikon. And hmm?
No, you're good. Robert, just make sure your mic
Okay.
is
Yeah.
muted.
Okay. And well, the plan would be to get the D800 if it comes out.
Right.
And along with that, I want to get 3 of the Hebrew Trinity lenses. And I was thinking 24 to 70 and the 70 to 200. Or the 14 to 24 and 70 to 200, and then the 50 in the middle.
Well, for the Hebrew Trinity, I straight up call it the 14 to 24, 24 to 70, and 70 to 200. Those are
Yeah.
the 3 lenses you're going to get, that I get the most use out of. I know that Adam likes using some of the primes more often than I do, but he has the Hebrew Trinity. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're announcing on the 24th. I have no clue. I mean, it would be
Yes.
interesting if they did come out with new bodies. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would love to see it. I'd love to see it. Well, I don't know if I'd love to see a D4 because that means I've got to go spend some money. But if they do come out, they need an 800. They need a replacement for some other stuff. But yeah, I would say wait. What do you like to shoot though?
Yeah, that's really it.
Yeah. Well, I really want a general purpose lens, and I'm a cyclist, and I enjoy photographic cycling, and sports in general, and then portraits really. So the 70 to 200, I'm not going to
Yeah.
skip that.
All right, the order is
No.
you go with the 24 to 70 and the 70 to 200.
Yep.
And then you add because I consider the 14 to 24 a specialty lens. It's one of those
Yeah.
things that, you get when you can, when you need it and you can afford it. The first, the 24 to 70 is probably one of the most versatile lenses I've ever used. And I used to say that I would take the 70 to 200 over anything, but the 24 to 70 can be used for portraits. It can be used for environmental shots, wide angles. It's a little tougher for sports. But for cycling, if you're on the back of a bike or something, and
Usually you can get pretty close anyway.
okay, yeah. So, in this case, if you wanted to add a 50, if you felt like you could get use out of a fixed lens, then I'd say go for it. But Adam, what's your take on fixed lenses? I know you'd take a 35 1.4, 24 1.4. I like to stick to the zoom lenses to give me versatility personally.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you're going to be shooting sports, you need versatility, and you need zoom. I love just having like a fixed lens in there. I love the 35. I think it's just great for all around carrying around on a full frame camera. And honestly, I think that almost anybody could get by with either a 35 or a 50 and shoot all day long with that lens. And I think it's a good exercise. But I think for Peter here, for doing sports, you'd be better off with having more versatility in the range. So I think your recommendation 2470 7200 is a great start. I think from there, if you do want to get some primes, that's fine, but you'd be well covered with that 2470 and 7200.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and that 800, whatever the next camera is, it's going to be a winner. And
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what it is, when it is, and I mean, I may
That's
end
another worry of mine.
what when it is.
I came from the original 5D, and another worry of mine is that if it's going to be maybe a 24 megapixel or even higher, that it's going to force me to buy a new computer as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Drobo.
Drobo.
Yeah.
But I prefer staying lower megapixels if it was up to me. But they're not.
I do too.
They're not going to do it. You'll see at least 18. I mean, the D7000 is what, 16?
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is. I own one. I don't even care. I don't even care what the megapixels is.
16.4.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. Can't wait to see it though. That good?
Yeah.
Answer the question.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good.
All right. Sebastian, you got something for us?
Yeah. At first, I'm from Sweden.
Okay. See if you can up your microphone a little bit.
You're
You're good. Just talk really close.
Okay. Uh, I'm from Sweden, so my language might be a issue here. But I shoot with a Nikon D3100, and I just ordered a SB700 flash. My question is, what's my options for shooting off camera?
Adam, I don't think the 3100 is going to trigger that 700, but what kind of will the flash? No, it's not going to command that 700.
You can use the 700 as a commander.
Yeah, but he wants to take the flash off the D3100. What kind of trigger? What kind of pop? Was it a radio popper? Is there some other?
I mean, pocket wizards are a good option.
But we're dropping good money. We're trying to look for something inexpensive.
I would just say just get a second SB700, and then you can use the attached SB700 as your commander to, or you could even get other flashes. You could get a 600 used. You could get an 800 used. I mean, all those speed lights talk to each other.
Yeah, and that's important to have the ability to talk to each other. I mean, the 3100 is good for what it is, but the reason it's so inexpensive is because they took all the bells and whistles out of it.
They took some features out.
But, so, yeah, for getting it off camera, you need a way to trigger it. And wirelessly, obviously, you're going to use you could get an SB700 to do so, or there are other options like radio poppers or maybe even some trigger does anybody know about any other triggers that could wirelessly do this on the cheap?
Yeah, I mean, there's third-party stuff, but the thing that I like about having a second flash is that now you've got two light sources.
Sure.
So rather than just having like this, kind of static device that's just being used as a trigger, you can actually utilize both flashes. So you can have two different, you can have a fill or a key with your one flash, and you can use the other one as your key or your fill. So
sure,
gives you more mobility.
How's that, Sebastian?
Yeah, sounds good, but it's expensive to have.
Yes,
I just got money to my first.
Sure.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I mean, with it on, I mean, you're gonna have to use it on camera for a little bit until you can afford to get extra. But there are ways that,
Well, what if you use like a remote cord, like an SC29 or 28?
Yeah, there you go.
That way,
okay.
That way you could use that in the hot shoe, and then you could just either hold the flash or put it on a bracket or put it on a stand.
Yeah, I forgot about those. So yeah, that's a cord that plugs into your hot shoe. It's going to run you under what is it? What is it, like $59 or something?
$50, yeah.
$50, and it's like a coil. All right, let me click on my video so I can see myself. It's like a coil, and you can stretch it a little bit, which gives you the ability to hold it off camera, or you could have somebody else hold it off camera, and that's how you can get it off. Good one, Adam. I forgot about that one. I have one in the bag, and it's been forever since I used it, but that will get it at least off camera, and as far as you can stretch it.
What was the name of it?
It's like an SB28 or an SB29. They're two different models. The 29 has an infrared switch on it that allows it to focus better in low light. But the 28's less expensive.
Okay.
Cool.
Thanks.
All right. Robert, welcome.
Yeah, hey, thanks. I take it you're taking questions. Is the gist of this?
Yes, you got in here. You got lucky. Somebody left and you came in. Yep, we're taking questions, and go ahead.
Well, but main thing I can think of is I've every time I go to, I want to put money into a real good camera, but every time I go to pull the trigger on buying one, then, the next best thing comes out. So now, should I go ahead and if I'm going to spend the money on it, it's got to last a few years.
Okay.
So should I go ahead and get like a good Canon camera now, or maybe wait for them to come out with the in-camera pixel by pixel HDR that how long is it going to be before that comes out?
Oh boy!
Well, here.
So much stuff.
So much. I'll say it. I'll say it for everybody. You could get caught up forever in waiting to see what's next in terms of cameras. It's all about the glass. If you invest in glass, then you don't have to worry about the body so much, because you're going to get a lot more out of the camera when you're using better glass. What type of budget do you have to pick something up with?
Well, I could go. I want to get a real good camera, so I could go up to 5,000 if necessary. But you know, if it's going to be 5 years before the Canon comes out with like another generation, then I'll go ahead and get one right now.
Well, it's not going to be 5 years. I mean, they're due for a replacement to the 5D Mark II anytime. But again, a 5D Mark II is in the $2,000 range. You can probably pick one of those up at Allen's refurbed. He may even have refurbs in the $2,000 range, and some good Canon glass to go with it. But what are you going to shoot? Let me ask that again, because that determines a lot.
It's mainly portraits.
So mainly portraits. So you know, a 5D Mark II is a good option, but really the Mark III has to be right around the corner. Has to be. Probably, I mean, I can't say October, but it just feels like it because that's when the shows start again. But if you're ready to start shooting, then just get something and don't worry too much about it. Get something refurbed. You know, call Alan, see if he's got a 5D refurbed, but invest in the glass so that you're not dropping $5,000 on a body if you're not making money.
Buy a body separately, and then make sure your investment is really in your glass.
Yes, you know,
and you know it's this whole thing called analysis paralysis, where people, you know, sit there and like
analysis.
Right, and they just, you know, weigh like, well, this has this many megapixels and it's got this much video, and the next one's going to have this much and this much and this much and this much, and you could like drive yourself absolutely nuts with this. But the truth is that all this time you're spending on that, you're not shooting. And the truth of the matter is that you could have a 5D Mark II and be perfectly happy for a long time to come, even if a replacement comes out, because the difference might not be great enough
for you
to keep you, for you. So.
Well, I do the same thing with computers. You know, you could spend a fortune upgrading every time something new comes out. So when it gets painful, that's when I upgrade.
just remember this. Everybody remember this. Glass is the key. Glass goes with you.
King.
The glass you'll have for 10 years. Good glass you have for a long time. I trade up glass to get better glass. I don't ever trade good glass to upgrade bodies, because bodies are gone every 4 years in terms of the pro market. So if you're worried about something new coming out, then start with something like a 7D, which is less expensive. It's like $1,200, $1,300, $1,400, and then, you know, then when you're ready to take that next step up, you can get that next 5D Mark III or whatever they call. But do you know, click on the Allen's ad on my site, give them a call, and you can see what kind of refurb they have. Not refurb cameras they have from Canon, and you know, they may have some good deals on some stuff right now.
All right, great, thanks.
All right, Chris, you're gonna be up. What's up? First off, what an NFL hat is that? Before we start talking,
it's the Texans.
Oh well, I mean, nobody can argue about the Texans because they've never done anything.
That's right.
Can't be angry.
What about Sony and Zeiss glass?
I think it's a marketing ploy right now. I mean, Sony's making, it looks like they make some nice stuff, but no pro, I can't say no pro, again. Some pros get paid to use Sony, but I don't know any reputable pro that actually uses Sony. It's Nikon and Canon, they own the market. Even though Sony's starting to take over in the amateur market a little bit, the glass that you can get Nikon and Canon used and all of that, you know, do you have a Sony right now?
Yes.
Which one?
The A700.
Which model's that? Because I don't know their models too well.
That's a crop sensor. So it's probably about 3 years old.
Okay. Are you looking to upgrade a body at this point?
To a full frame, yeah.
If you're going full frame, Nikon or Canon. Honestly, it's the same thing. Even though they all use that same Sony sensor, it just seems that Nikon and Canon have something down with the processing and the glass. You know, Adam, do you agree? You don't see Sony? I mean, they have such an awesome booth every year at these photo shows.
You know what I think Sony is awesome at is like that little like NEX5 that you can get the lens adapters and put like a Zeiss, you know, F1 lens on there and have like, you know, an amazing little portable rig. But for full frame, for professional shooting, I just don't think Sony's on par with what Canon and Nikon are doing as well.
Okay.
But still use what you got, and I know they make some 50s and you know, like a 51.8 for your camera. But if you are looking to go full-time pro, or sorry, full frame, Nikon or Canon.
Okay.
Cool. And root on those Texans. Anybody have any last-minute questions before we wrap this up? I think it's gone pretty well. Did we get to everybody? I didn't get to you, did I, Raymond? Sorry.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
I'm Ray from Pennsylvania. I have a Canon 60D and aspect ratio.
Okay.
What's a normal setting? 3 to 1?
2 to 3.
4 to 3?
2 by 3.
Or 3 by 2.
Or 3 by 2. It's think of 4 by 6, 8 by 12, 12 by 18. You get that 3 by 2. That is your aspect ratio.
But the thing I think is that in a lot of crop sensor cameras, they default to a 4/3 because that's the size of the sensor. It's a 4 by 3.
But not in the not in a 60D though.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. I just found out about aspect ratio trying to do some macro that I seen on the Snapchick's website. I don't know if you're familiar with her.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Thanks for your help.
No,
I'm gonna
go ahead. Keep going though.
In.
I wasn't shutting you off. I was just. Go ahead. What?
No,
did she say something about aspect ratio?
No, I understand what you said. That's the only question I had. I'm going to see if I can let someone else in.
Well, but now I'm curious. But now I'm curious about what she said on her website.
Oh, she just started about shooting macro on the cheap with even a point and shoot camera.
Yeah, I don't. Aspect ratio and macro really don't have.
No. Macro is 1 to 1.
What?
And then I noticed on my Canon 60D, and I seen there were these other settings, and I didn't know which was considered.
Well, it's not. It's 1 to 1 is the macro term. That's not your aspect ratio. That's 1 to 1 is the focus. Like what you see through there is what you're getting when you shoot it.
Right.
So yeah, that's different. If she was explaining it that way and saying that 1 to 1 is your aspect ratio and all of this stuff, that's different than the 3 to 2. That's your sensor's 3 to 2. So when you take a picture, it's still going to be 3 by 2. My D3S allows me to do an 8 by 10 crop, but I don't use it. But yeah, 1 to 1 with macro is. If you're going to use any of those extension tubes or those things like that, then you're not getting true macro out of that. But Adam, you got anything to add to that? I mean,
Well, I think that you can get caught up, but basically like a 35 millimeter film frame.
One of these
is a 3 by 2 aspect ratio. Some of the crop sensor cameras, and particularly portable cameras, or point and shoots, have a 4/3 crop because that's just the way the sensor is. And then there's medium format, which is a 1 to 1, which is a square frame. And a lot of cameras allow you to set that aspect ratio, but you basically can just set that according to what you like, or just shoot at the maximum aspect ratio, and then crop it in post if you want to go that route. So if you're on a square format, kick, and you want all your images to look like square format, shoot them normal and then crop them later, because then maybe you'll want to go back and have that information there.
I see. I appreciate your help. And Adam, thank you for adding me to your circles. And I'm going to drop out and see if someone else can get in.
All right, cool.
Thanks a lot.
All right, you're welcome. All right, so we are going to wrap this up, everybody. Thank you for joining. Hope this was... Do you have a question? Or, you're picking your hair. That's not a question. Yeah, I can't hear you, though. You got to unmute yourself.
Preston has a question.
I was just picking my fro,
All right. Preston, what's up?
I had a question about printing.
Yeah.
Printing photos. Like, I know you're going to recommend Adorama, but seriously, should I invest in a printer and it's not worth it?
No, I mean, my feeling for printers is absolutely not. I mean, to get a really, really good printer, you're dropping $800 to $1,000. I mean, yeah, you could get them for $500, but how many prints can you make for $500? And then on top of that, you've got inkjets. I don't care if you use Adorama picks. That's just a recommendation. I've used many other places, and if there's a local place, I mean, you can go down to Target. You can order stuff online at Walgreens and Target and Walmart, and if they give you quality prints, then by all means use them. Adorama Picks is just a recommendation. It's somebody that I use. But it doesn't mean that you have to use them. You can try them out, see if they work for you. But I don't own a color inkjet printer to print photos. I made the mistake once a long time ago, like 10 years ago, thinking that just because the Epson Photo 700 was out, I thought it was going to be the next greatest thing. Way too expensive to maintain. It's much cheaper to just order prints and get them in the mail. Or find a local place. I mean, you can literally find a local place and go pick it up at the local Walgreens or whatever CVS does it too. You know, you're just at the beck and call of their processing. You know, at least when you go to a lab, they're going to have kind of the same thing each time.
Okay.
All right.
Well, the only reason I was asking was because if you're going to shoot sports and let's say kids playing soccer or something,
Sure.
their parents aren't going to want to. They're going to want to buy the pictures immediately because that's the best way to. That's the highest percentage of getting business.
It is.
Yep.
That's a different ball game. If you're
That
looking to
is.
do that, you could get into a dye sub printer, or you could just get an on-site inkjet, and quality is not the utmost of importance. But I'll say what I like to do at events like that. I try to make a deal with the league or who's running the tournament, and either have them add in $4, $5 per kid, and then you just deliver them every single photo that you put online, and they can download them and do whatever they want with. That's always been my mentality. It keeps it easy for me instead of printing on location. Adam, go ahead.
Preston, another thing you can also consider is, like, let's say you do end up getting quite a business from this soccer thing, and there's a lot of people that are doing it. You can sign on with a service like Zenfolio,
Yes.
where you can upload galleries, or you can upload all the images, and people can order directly from them, and you can set the prices for the prints.
And Adam, to add to that, no, I mean,
Yes.
I'm going to interrupt you, but if you get postcards printed, and you put a discount code on there that if they do X, then they get X amount free, or give them a $10 credit, or give them a $5 credit, so they have to at least spend something. And go ahead, explain the Zenfolio more.
Basically, Zenfolio, on the back end, you can upload galleries. You can name them. You can password protect them, whatever. You can set them up so that people can't download them or whatever. And then you can set it up so that people can actually order prints directly, and then they get fulfilled by a really good film lab, and then the prints get sent directly to them, and you set the price. So if it costs you, let's say, I'll just make up a number.
$2.
Let's say it costs you $2, you can charge $5, and you can make a margin on each image, and they pay, and Zenfolio will deal with all the logistics.
They'll take the money.
They'll deal with the shipping. They'll take the money, and then they'll
check.
pay your commission.
And just remember, it's this sports industry. Remember, there's a lot of people with cameras now. It's become increasingly more difficult for people to sell the work at the field. I'm not trying to discourage you at all. I'm just saying you got to look for other angles that set you apart, because there's a lot of people that come out with their D3100s and are just going to go shoot and then give all the pictures away to the kids on the team. So if you could strike a deal with a team and say, listen, I'll come out for X amount of dollars. I'll take pictures of all the kids. I don't care how many kids are on the team. Just, I want to know that I'm going to make $400 for the shoot. I'll deliver you a disc with all the images, or they can download all the images from your Zenfolio, and so they can download it, and then they may buy something while they're there. So that you have to outthink people these days. Well, not outthink, but just come up with good marketing and good ideas.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thanks.
Good question. Good question. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Sorry we didn't, Alex. Anyway, you know what? You got a quick question?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you're sitting there with that buffalo hat on.
I was just curious about UV filters.
Okay. What about them?
I just got a 2470L. And I kind of went cheap on the filter, and I kind of notice it in the image quality, and I wasn't sure, like, what UV filters do you use? What would you recommend?
All right. Here's the rule.
Jared and I use the same UV filters.
It's called nothing. It's called air.
Yeah.
Well, see, it took me a while to save up for that 20. I actually got it as a graduation present, but I want to put something on the front, just
put a lens cap on it when you're not using it.
Yeah, listen, I know it's hard. People hammer through your head that you need to protect your lens, but your image quality is suffering already by putting a bad filter in front of it. If you're going to put a filter there, and you really, really want to put a filter there, there's Schneider Optics.
B&W.
Schneider Optics makes a B plus W filter. You're going to drop like $80 or $90.
Like 120.
Depending on where you get it. I know Alan's got them. It's a
Right.
77 millimeter UV filter. That is a really amazing filter. It's just expensive. That's if you really want to use it. I personally have no filters on any of my lenses. I just clean them when I need to, and it is what it is. I'm insured. Not that I want anything to happen to it, but I...
One more quick...
Here's one. I won't even use it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Alex.
Well, let me just say this. Can I say one thing?
One thing, and
yeah.
then we're going to wrap it up.
No, I just got one more question after that, real quick.
Yep.
My attitude is why would you put a $50 or $30 piece of glass
on a $2,000 lens?
$2,000 piece of glass in front of a $2,000 piece of glass? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
That's what I was thinking there.
What's your last question?
One question about, you said you insure your gear. How do you insure your gear?
Okay, I have a separate policy. It's not a homeowner's. It's not nothing like that. It's called a Marine Midland policy.
Midland.
Yep, you can talk to parents, talk to somebody, but I used to use Erie. Now I use Travelers, the ones with the umbrella.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I use them, and I've got like X amount of dollars covered for X amount of cost. I don't want to put out the number of what the gear is, but I've got, my gear is covered, and I say I pay $400 a year for all of my gear to be covered, and with a $500 deductible. And I also have like $2 million in liability if somebody trips over my camera bag and decides they want to sue me.
Oh dang.
That doesn't cost.
Cool.
That costs like $100 a year.
So it's something you'd probably recommend getting. And that's accidental. You drop it,
Yes,
it gets water.
all of it.
All of
Even
it.
the water.
Oh, cool.
But just
Awesome.
be smart about it, because insurance. You don't want to get into the whole insurance fraud BS.
And do you have to, like, a lot of my gear I bought was used. Does that change anything?
No, you just make a list and you give it to the agent. You make sure you have a picture of everything you own and a copy of all of the serial numbers, and have a list, and just save the stuff, and that's all they need to cover you.
Okay, cool, awesome, thank you.
All right, guys. So we're gonna wrap it up. We went for a long while. This is gonna be one huge ScreenFlow file. Adam, thank you. Alex, thank you. Matthew, Michael, Robert. Wait, do we have two Roberts next to each other? Robert,
Yep.
Robert, and the Sebastian, Steve. He's got his hat on, and Preston. Good luck. All right, guys. Thank you all very much. Jared Poland, Photo.com. See ya.